Hey there, everyone. I'm Ryan Woldt, the host of the Coffee People podcast. I also write books like these, the Eli and Jane series. I'm very proud of them. You can find the link in the show notes. And if you're looking for a gift for your favorite book reading friend, please check them out. Cheers. Hey there, everyone. Good morning. I'm Ryan Woldt, the host of the Coffee People podcast, coming to you from a very rainy morning in Oregon. This show is presented by Roastery Coffee Packaging. You'll find recaps, context, and all of the links that we refer to in this episode in the show notes down below, or of course on coffeepeoplepodcast.com. Today I'm at, or should I say back at, Prismatic Coffee in Salem, Oregon. I'm chatting with head roaster, Cafe GM, and co-owner Kyle Layton. He and I got together and recorded a great episode last week, but we ran into some technical difficulties with the audio, making for a challenging release. Kyle was really just generous with his time and pleasant enough to be willing to chat with us once again. So this is the second conversation we've had with Kyle Layton. You can still find that first one out there in the world, but this is the one that we're sending out in the newsletter. This morning, I'm drinking a Brooks Winery Prismatic collaboration. It's a Pinot Noir barrel-aged coffee, which I've been enjoying all week, and I hope that you have a nice cup at the ready too, because we're about to have a real-life conversation while listening to the rain with Kyle Layton of Prismatic Coffee. Okay.
All right.
We're recording.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna jump across you.
Yeah. Hopefully it's in a good spot.
I think it's going to be in a good spot.
All right.
Put mine right there.
Perfect.
For now, and I'm going to... You mind?
Yeah. Let's dive in. This is definitely going to be keeping me up way too late, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Well, on that note, cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for having me back.
Thank you for coming back.
Yeah.
You know what? Last time I told you all about tapping on the table to get rid of all the evil spirits.
Oh, yeah.
But then it didn't work.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was my bad. Maybe I didn't think it. If you wouldn't mind, for the camera here, could you reintroduce yourself? Some people have already seen you and know who you are from the last video, but this might be the first time that they've seen you.
Yeah. My name is Kyle Layton. I wear many hats at Prismatic Coffee, co-owner, roaster, manager, and anything else that needs to be done, really. That's right.
Thank you for introducing yourself, Mr. Layton from Prismatic Coffee. We've already gone through a lot of your backstory. I'm going to make sure that if people didn't see the other video, they learn all that stuff.
Yeah.
But before we get too far, Prismatic is the first place that you are not just managing and working in, but also a co-owner in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the time that you've been here and involved in this project, about a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years now.
2 years? Yeah. How do you think you've changed as a coffee person, going from that role of working in coffee to being like owning, in charge?
Yeah.
Skin in the game.
Yeah. It's been a really stretching process, and it's seeing all sides and like feeling, you know, the pressure and the impact, you know, if we're, you know, something that, you know, I would do as a former barista is like practice latte art a lot. And, you know, not necessarily think about the waste involved, because, you know, doing like cool designs and it's like fun.
Pouring pennies down the drain.
Yeah, exactly. And now I'm just behind all of those processes, you know, and I see from, you know, buying the green coffee to how much all the overhead costs, you know, how much of like the cost of my own labor goes into it. And like, now I still encourage, you know, like growth and learning. But like, I would just have a heart attack if somebody made 10 drinks in a row and just tossed all of them. So yeah, I would say like my eyes have changed so much in that respect.
So like when you say your eyes have changed, I think I know what you mean, but I want to clarify. When you walk in and you see people doing their job or not doing their job, doing other things, are you just looking around and seeing, oh, that's costing us this, that's costing? Does that take away from the coffee part for you?
Not too much. Like I think, you know, all of this stuff should happen. You know, like baristas are creative and social people, and so I want to leave room for that. But it's more looking at it in the way of like, okay, for this to like continue, we have to tighten it, you know, a little bit. So I'm not frantically like, money's just going down the drain, but like, why are we talking so much at the same time? You know, like what could we be doing right now? And I see myself, you know, some days more than others, like actually feeling like a boss. And it just, but I get it. I get it from all sides. Like I've been on all sides of it. And now I'm just like,
I feel like you didn't say that like you're a boss, like Cardi B is a boss.
Yeah.
You're like a boss, like you're, you know, your parents' age boss when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Responsible.
So there's a bit more of that, but you know, I like to joke around, and say that like I'm in the phase now. Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced, you know, you're working a busy bar and like, boss walks in and hops on bar to help. And then everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
I do that now.
I watched that happen on Friday night.
Yeah. I am the guy who comes in to try to help and everything gets ruined.
And it's not necessarily because you don't know everything, but it's because you're not part of the rhythm.
No, exactly.
Right.
I'm throwing off the rhythm.
Yeah.
And I get that. Like I'm quite still qualified to operate the machine to a high level of excellence. I haven't quite lost that yet. But yeah, it's the rhythm piece.
I feel like when I started being in charge of bars and restaurants, it took a while for me to acknowledge it, but it was better for me to be more of the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come in and like, if we were shorthanded, I wouldn't jump behind the bar.
Yeah.
I'd become the food runner.
Yeah. Yes.
The person who's like in the, you know, helping do the things that take away from the service part.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I could only screw up otherwise.
Yeah. I see myself doing that a lot and actually like wanting to do that a lot. Mm-hmm. And especially when, you know, we first opened, I was behind bar a lot, you know, me and my lead, Caleb, creating our systems, you know, getting it all ironed out. But then once the hype, you know, kept building and building and we were getting really busy, I would actually intentionally walk away and let the team like mesh and figure it out and let frustrations arise and let them just navigate the rush.
Yeah.
And that was hard. It was hard for me.
Especially if you've been doing it a long time, there's like this, it's not a pride thing. And it's definitely stepping out of your ego, right? Like, I know I can do this, but the smarter move here is to let someone else.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it got to a point where, and maybe it hasn't for you yet, but where you've stepped out of it long enough that you really can't do it as good as the people you're teaching how to do it.
I'm scared. I'm scared of that moment.
Because you've been in the office too long, or you've been dealing with other things. Yeah. And it's, the guys at Cat and Cloud talk about this on their show a lot, about how their role is different now. Yeah. You know, they started and they were all hands on deck doing all the things, but that only causes problems now. Yeah. Yeah. Now they have this bigger picture viewpoint. Yeah. Which is, I think, the goal, even if the thing that you're good at is what got you the start, and then you like give it up. Yeah. To do something you're not. Yeah. Experienced in. Yes. And oh boy, I am not experienced in a lot of it. Yeah. But that's the thing that I appreciate about how I've like grown in the learning process has been just being okay at sucking. Yeah. And like also having the drive of like not stopping until I figure it out. How do your business partners feel about you sucking? Are they okay? I think they would say that like I don't suck. Okay, good. Maybe. It's, you know, I definitely have like my lanes. What I do suck at is starting a thing and finishing it like in a organized matter that makes sense. I've got absolute ADHD, and yeah, starting a task and finishing it, that doesn't happen. So, but I try. I put an effort to like, you know. You must have figured out strategies for working around it, because obviously you're here and, you know, co-owner managing this place. I want to talk to you about this coffee we're drinking. We're going to take just a quick break. Hey everyone, it's your host Ryan Woldt of Coffee People, which if you're watching the show, you probably know that. We're right in the middle of an episode. This is less of an ad break and more of an opportunity for me to make a formal apology directly to Michael Barthmus, the CEO at Sivitz Roasting Machines. Sivitz is spelled Sivetz, and they have a website, sivetz.com, Sivitz.com. And for the better part of 3 years, I mean, a half a dozen seasons probably, I've been sporadically mostly misspelling it. It's actually misspelled in the closing notes of this show and has been all season because something in my brain is broken. So to you, Michael, at Sivitz, Sivetz, I vow that from this day forth, I will never misspell the name of your iconic coffee roasting machine company again. And to everyone else, check out Sivitz.com. Tell them Coffee People sent you. I like that we're sitting next to this like faux fireplace. Yeah. It's not in the shot, but it's nice. I'll take some of that. Yeah. What is this that we're drinking? I know you recently sold out of it. Yeah, so this is the you tapped. I got a tap too. I can't not do it. Yeah. It's, you know, my whole life has been predicated on good karma coming from tapping my glass. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully the audio still works. I feel like that's a burn. Yeah. No. No burns. I just, you know, little superstitious. Yeah. Anyway, before I derail my entire self, this is Rodrigo Sanchez's Sangria Co-Ferment. Right, which I've had on espresso before, although not as a pour over. Wild one on espresso. We, I believe there were 5 30-kilo bags of this produced last year. And in fact, actually about a year ago, we placed the order for it. It was our first forward buy
that we did. And it showed up many, many months later because there was like an export situation happening in Colombia that pushed it back.
When you say forward order, just so we all know, because I definitely know, and I'm
totally
like you to explain it maybe for those of us that are questioning. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so forward buying is the process of buying a coffee that is not finished being produced yet. So in the case for this one, I believe the fruit was about ready for harvest, and then we purchased it for ahead of time, and so it came almost directly to us after it was done with harvest and processing. We got it through Ally Coffee.
Nice.
Love it.
So that kind of leads me to this question of, obviously when you're buying coffee to serve in your coffee shop, to roast and serve, you're buying what you consider to be good coffee. You're not just, you're a specialty coffee shop, specialty roaster. So you're not just buying going, okay, this is our price point, this is our money making, this is how much we've got to make necessarily. You also are serving a product you want to be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you determine for you what a good coffee is?
Yeah. A lot of it, one, I've had a lot of coffees in the past that don't come in Grain Pro bags. So the waterproof, sealed, nice plastic bags. So that's always it's a very minimal mark, but I always look for something in like an EcoTac or a Grain Pro bag. So it's just like a little bit extra comfort of being like, okay, this coffee is worth enough to, protect it from dirt and moisture. Outside of that, looking at cupping notes and scoring is a lot of how determining the quality of these coffees. And we have landed on buying only 85 and above. So for viewers out there, and maybe you don't know, 70 out of 100 is considered specialty grade. Anything below that, commodity grade. So we have agreed that 85 is this really great starting point of pretty dang good.
I would say too, just to acknowledge it, an 85 coffee is great. It's a pretty solid everyday coffee for most shops, but also the availability of a 85 quality coffee has gone way up. Even though we're facing an era with coffee shortages. I think they just put out a thing this week saying Brazil is expected to be down about 20% in production next year.
Dang.
Which is going to massively affect a lot of kind of, I would say, commodity lower end coffee.
Yeah.
But the availability of an 85-point coffee just to have every day has gone up quite a bit.
Yeah. All over the place. Even on our last order, we got a AA grade from Zambia that was an 88. And I've never had a coffee from Zambia. This one was, I believe, processed at Kateshi Estate. And now I'm looking at, I just saw an upcoming shipment today. They have a pea berry, a natural, an anaerobic natural, all from the same producers that I'm really looking forward to. I might try to grab that anaerobic natural.
So that brings us back around then, because I kind of
yeah.
But what is it that makes you go, this is a good coffee that we want?
Yeah,
that I want to work with. I want to play with this.
For me, processing comes into play a lot. I personally love bringing coffees that after they've been profiled out, something that I can sit down with a customer and be like, try this. And it can spark a curious conversation of like, why does it taste like this? Why have I never experienced this in coffee before? And yeah, what we're sipping on now, this co-ferment, I usually do not care for co-ferments. In my brain, I kind of classify them similarly to what I would with like a dark roast, being more one-dimensional in flavor. Now, the co-ferment one-dimensional is, in my opinion at least, way more interesting than just tasting roast. But why I selected this one was for its many different notes that come through on it. It's the least one-dimensional co-ferment that I've had.
I think every time I've walked into this coffee shop and you were here, the first thing you said was, "Oh, you have to try this."
Yeah.
You even before like hello. It's usually like a wave and
we don't need pleasantries. Yeah. Like, let's get to business.
Which I appreciate. There's none of this particular coffee left, so this thing I'm grabbing right now is not that.
Not that.
But it kind of goes into my next question. Packaging. You guys do the tubes for some of your special stuff.
Yeah.
I have a collab with a winery that came in a tube recently, and then you have the bags like this from Roastery, the show sponsor. Coincidence. What is it about the packaging that also stands out? Like we've talked about the graveyard blend and the mix of different things.
Yeah.
We talked about how you represent with a lot of color and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, one from like just a practical business standpoint, people are drawn to something that catches their eye. Think like a lot of people buy wine based off of the label. Honestly, I've been pretty successful with that. Like a good artwork on a label has led me to a lot of really good wines. But yeah, I think just practically, we wanted to stand out, be different in, an industry that in some areas has become very clean and minimal. We felt like big splash of color was a way to stand out.
I would say warm too.
And warm, yeah.
Even though there's some muted color on there, because of the varnish on that bag, it has a warmth to it that I feel when I come in the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be this giant Christmas tree.
It could be that. Could be that.
These multicolored lights that are shining down on us right now. But I think do you think that reflects the coffee in it? And I think that I'm asking that because you were talking about co-ferments or unique processing. What Ruby Coffee out of Wisconsin would call a colorful coffee.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about coffee and what makes it good, do you think in color in that way? Or does that, do you associate it in any way? And maybe I'm just like way off base here.
Yeah.
I know
I don't
you're
like
into music and
art
stuff, so I thought maybe there'd be a connection
there. Something similar, not necessarily color, so to speak, but I do often compare coffees in a musical way. I also, this is going to sound so dorky and weird, but like I usually can taste like come up with a shape for what I'm tasting. Like, yeah. And I don't really
an example, like this is a trapezoid, or is it?
Yeah. So like usually, I'll get something with like how the acidity interacts with me, so that can look kind of like a roller coaster, or sometimes it can be like sharper and like kind of like a zigzag. This is crazy.
No, I think it's interesting because you're coming at it from multiple perspectives. somebody who likes to drink coffee, somebody who is trying to sell coffee, so they need other people to like the coffees that they're selling.
Yeah.
And someone who's actively roasting and playing with, okay, if I do this to the coffee, it's going to change the flavor this way. Does that mean I like it more, but it's less appealing to someone else?
Right.
Those are all things. It's a calculus that owners or roasters have to make in, almost on the fly. I know there's a lot of planning, but like at some point, like you have to say, this isn't for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
99% of the coffee we buy, I'm not drinking. If you want to.
Yeah.
So what is it that the people are going to relate to?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I have found just a really solid, so, us being, tucked under Portland, specialty coffee hasn't been a massive thing around here. We've had some, a couple of like hit shops and roasteries, and shout out to Archive, because their former roaster, taught me how to roast. So I've got mad respect for them. Rabbit trailing. Yeah, I would say I totally lost my train of thought. And you're seeing the ADHD come out right now.
No. I think of ADHD, which I have very close people in my life with ADHD or ADD or some variant. And it's a thing that, what just happened to you where you lose your train of thought can happen, but it can also give you this great advantage in other areas of your life.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah.
There's got to be ways that you use that, or you realize like, oh, this actually helps me here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be a stumbling block, but it's not only a stumbling block.
No, not only. I think I only got here by being this way. I don't, without my passionate hyperfixations that I get, it wouldn't be here without them. And, there's also so many things I could have been really good at. If it didn't get difficult, then I quit, because that's also part of it too. Getting super stoked on it and then being like, yeah, well, it's hard now. So
yeah, but this is the thing that you didn't.
Yes.
Which makes it matter more. It's like, this was the thing. Coffee was the thing that made me want to push through.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was something you kind of expressed to me the last time we chatted. I'm going to ask you in just a second about the role of the coffee shop.
Yeah.
But let's take another break. Just
okay. Yeah.
Audio and tech doesn't work.
We got to check it.
Okay. And we're back. I'm going to try to sit down in this deep chair that I'm not tall enough for. I'm trying to make sure I keep my boots out of the shop.
Yeah.
This is the second time we've been sitting here. This time, we're not open. The store's not open.
Yeah,
I
correct.
said we there. I'm not part of it.
Yeah.
The store is not open. But every other time I've been here, it's been pretty much full, and a lot of the people here live in this neighborhood walkable.
Yeah.
So you're part of an agri-hood, which is like this kind of community with a shared garden and greenhouse and shared open space, and there's a little root cellar store next door. But you're also kind of tucked away from the rest of the community that maybe doesn't live here.
Yeah.
People have to make it a destination. I'm wondering what you've learned in a year or so here, just under a year being open, right?
Yeah. January 15th will be 1 year.
Okay,
yeah.
so coming up on a year.
Coming up, yeah.
I'm wondering if you've learned anything or what you've observed maybe about the value of a coffee shop in a community. And I say that knowing you're also opening a second location in kind of a similar neighborhoody vibe out in Monmouth.
Yeah. Yeah, it just becomes like a core place for the lives of the people directly around here. And I mean, many of the people in the community are like, have become seriously like family. And it's been so cool to see, like, this hub. Things like when I popped my attire last week, I had people from this community call me, be like, "Are you okay? Do you need me to pick you up?" It's seriously been just an absolute treat to see that.
Do you give your authentic self to the customers here?
Very, very much so.
There's
yeah.
not like a forward-facing Kyle and a back.
There is, because if I know you really well, everyone gets greeted, but like the ones I really love, I'm swearing at you. Well,
that hurts a little bit, but okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll get there. Come at work. Yeah. I just, and it takes time, but everyone gets like I think a very good part of myself, and it's fun to work through that and to begin to like come out of my professional shell a little bit, and because that's how I want to operate, out of that just like very realness. Something that I despise is like corporate good customer service, with like a script, or like the Chick-fil-A My Pleasure thing, or going to like a drive-through coffee spot that's all just like hype and energy. I think it's fun. I think like going to a Dutch Bros is probably a fun experience, but that vibey hype service just feels so inauthentic, and that offends me, because I like to do it really real. And it's not bad. It's not bad for people to be hyped and
I've learned
ask you 30 questions.
Restaurant scripts in my time, some more specific than others. I find that like the older I got, the more there was a distance between my persona behind the bar and who I was in real life. And then the more in charge I got, that started to fall away.
Yeah.
Because I felt comfortable just being, okay, this is who I am, and this is, maybe you're not getting all of me, but you're getting a real version.
Yeah, yeah.
And those were always the roles that I felt more successful in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if my bosses thought that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I felt that way. Like, customer service is such a weird thing, and we're talking around the holidays, and everybody is a little bit stressed, but also seemingly a little bit more graceful. Mm-hmm. Everybody's kind of going, oh, it's been a long year. It's been whatever.
Yeah.
How do you feel, I guess, do you feel more pressure this time of year, or because the world has been the way it's been, to offer people an always positive experience? Because I think that's the hard part. Is I would never want someone to come in, spend their luxury money, and then I'm a bummer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you find that balance between your personal emotions and this thing you're giving to the customer?
Yeah. I think it comes down to the skill of just like reading where the customer may be at, picking up on things, and like, I usually hit people with kind of like the same, energy each time that I chat. And then I am intentional about like listening to the response back and making a further decision to respond differently based off of like what that looks like, and toning it down or stepping into a more caring vibe or a more comforting vibe, or whatever is necessary to like meet people where they're at in that regard. So I think kind of in the holiday season, I think about like people who maybe similar to myself that have, a tough day or a tough time around holidays, or, maybe they get stressed out about travel plans. And so taking all of that into consideration and being extra mindful to meet people the way they want to be met, kind of, if that makes sense, if that answers your question at all. Yeah.
The other day, my wife came home and she had pulled some names off of a Christmas tree at their workplace to buy gifts for foster kids and things. That's something we've been kind of doing. It's just like a fun tradition every year. I'm wondering, and I didn't ask you to think about this before, so I apologize.
No.
Do you have any sort of charitable efforts or causes that matter to you that maybe you don't get to talk about in your day-to-day work with coffee?
So
if not, we can just clip it.
No. A big part of like the core of Prismatic is giving back to the community. So in my personal and most recent one was just making sure that we had a food drive here for when SNAP benefits were looking like they were going to be removed. So that was a recent one. As like a kid who often grew up getting food from the food bank, that one definitely like struck a nerve. So I, in the midst of, kind of all the operations, was actually like a little bit late to getting that started. And, I talked to John from Epilogue Kitchen, because he did a citywide drive at like 40 different restaurants that he was all organizing. And so I talked to him, and he already had stuff in motion. And then Justice, one of our baristas, also just on their own brought in boxes and just started putting it out on their social media. So it was a really cool moment, seeing that. But yeah, that one was really important to me.
I think that food banks anywhere, whether it's here in Salem or any town in America, it's going to have a food bank and a need for food at that thing. It's a little messed up that we're in that situation. We obviously have enough food to feed everyone. But sometimes, I think you mentioned mindful in our comments about hospitality, but I think as we're going through this time, yes, enjoying and being grateful for all the things we have, but also being mindful that there are people who are just as excited about things from the food bank. One of the things we noticed this year more than other years, most of the kids on the tree were just asking for necessities that they were giving to their family. Very few were going, I want toys, I want this. But most were like, gift card to Safeway. That's what I really like this year. And so I think as we are enjoying these fancy coffees, which I'm incredibly grateful for that I get to drink, also knowing that there's a lot we can do with this, platform and also for you with this business. So congrats.
Thank you. It's it's a work in progress too, and an ever growing thing. And always looking at ways, to support the community when we can. The wine coffee that you have currently is our second time doing it. And previously we did a collab with St. Innocent Winery. And $1 for each of those sales went to an organization who helps provide wine workers and harvesters with health insurance.
Oh, wow.
So we were able to do that and give back. And it was super awesome. It was super awesome to be able to do that. And definitely want to so much more. Whatever that. I want everyone to.
If you have an idea.
Yeah.
let's get it out there.
Send me a message.
My last question for you in part 2 of our conversation for Coffee People podcast with Kyle Layton of Prismatic. I'm introducing you at the end of the show.
Yeah.
It's probably not great.
Yeah.
With the full information. But my last question for you is, any New Year's resolutions that I should know about for you or for Prismatic?
Yeah, I'm so bad at like setting them, because when I don't, then I have nothing to fail.
Not a fair question to ask someone with ADHD.
Yeah, I would say for me, just to, and you know, as it is just like my baseline function, but just to continue to learn, continue to grow, to continue to raise the bar of coffee here in Salem. Not that I want to, just pump out the best product that I think we can, but to do it in a way that brings in the community and engages and shows those who are interested, how far this specialty coffee thing goes. And I hope it was originally in the plan to do education classes, and we've done a few events like that, but in this next year, I would really love to set that as a focus and really dive deep into the community and teach, intro to roasting, do more cuppings, do latte art stuff. That was all like my plan in beginning all of this, but then in doing everything, I didn't realize how much of a vortex it was of like what you're actually able to do versus what you thought you were going to be doing.
That feels like a really brilliant Coffee Smarter advice segment, right?
Yeah.
The vortex of what is possible versus what you intend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And just like the learning process of like, oh yeah, all these things I wanted to do individually, they could take a year, 2 years, to reach that point of where you like wanted it to be. And, for any of our education classes and courses, I wanted like a specific coffee to give away and a brew kit that you could take home and a packet of information to help you brew perfect coffee at home. And just getting all of that together while operating. Yeah. Absolute vortex. Anyway.
Well, bandwidth is right? Not just for you though, but for the people you work with.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with some really incredible coffee people and hospitality people. And sometimes we didn't get things done, and it was because we were on different paces. Mm-hmm. Our bandwidth was different.
Yeah.
One of us could go further on any given day, but the other one needed a little bit more processing time.
Mm-hmm.
And so finding that rhythm where everybody's on the same path at the same time so you can get it done.
Yeah.
Or they're taking care of this over here so you can focus on the class or whatever it might be.
Yeah. Right.
Is always a challenge. But Kyle, I appreciate you spending more time with me. We both have empty glasses, so we should get another coffee or maybe something less caffeinated this late in the day.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on Coffee.
Of course. My pleasure. Thanks for dealing with my sometimes rabbit brain with hopefully some good nuggets in between it. Yes. I hope I said good things.
I think you did.
Okay.
We'll edit as best as we can.
All right. Beautiful.
On that note, prismatic.coffee.
Prismatic.coffee.
We'll at the top as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. And thank you to everyone for surviving 2025 and another season of Coffee People.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Did it. Cheers.
Hello again, everyone. Thank you for listening or watching the Coffee People podcast. Kyle Layton is still figuring out his place in this new version of a coffee life. Our original conversation that was held at Prismatic still exists, and I hope you check it out. The content is really good, even if the audio is not. Listen or watch it wherever you're watching this podcast. But please, we appreciate you being a little forgiving of that audio. It's something we're still figuring out as we explore the video side of this podcast. Coffee People is presented by Roastar Coffee Packaging, found online at roastar.com. It's because of them that we can try new things, that we can learn how to do new things like video. I love that these match, that you did the shirts with them.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
We have a full, there's actually still, that is a strong magnet.
Yeah, right.
Holy crap. There's still a yet to be released piece of this bundle.
What do you mean? Like a merch or something, or coffee?
Screen printed posters.
Oh, nice. I'd have to get one of those.
I'll have to check in with my buddy Drew, the artist who did all of this, but originally we were planning the hoodie, the blend, and we were going to do 100 screen printed posters, and then he had to move into a new house, and then a bunch of other life stuff happened, but I believe that he's actually working on them now. So
it's like a good example we were just talking about.
Yeah,
Same pace of bandwidth, right?
Yep. And yeah, so I think
these might be some of my favorite packages of the year.
Yeah, heck yeah. And another bandwidth thing, when Roastar did their bag competition, I wanted to get these submitted, but also drop the ball on that one because I think Roastar would definitely also think that these are some of the best ones they've done.
They haven't said that to me specifically. I don't think they can play favorites. But,
yeah.
These are. It's also just kind of my vibe. I think I like skulls.
I mean, and if it's not theirs, it's okay to be wrong, but
But you guys have done some other cool ones too. But I think there's so many great packages now. I love packaging.
Yeah,
so yesterday I went to an adult beverage store just to look at labels.
Yeah.
And they kind of, because they kind of, especially whiskey labels now, remind me a lot of playing cards used to be, like Hoyle, or is it Hoyle or Doyle? They used to do these intricate designs. I think they still do, but I just don't see it as often.
Yeah.
But I always think that's just such a great thing, and I'm not a good enough designer to do that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And so I think it's cool. Anything else? Anything I can do for you, man?
No.
Awesome.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the best kind of deal for me.
Yeah.